Peace and love and welcome back. This is Yahcna, the queen of vegan soul food, and today I'd like to share a recipe with you that I've adapted from nourishingmeals.com for any of you with a sweet tooth that either have diabetes or you just want to cut back on your sugar intake. And it's called sugar-free frosting or agave frosting. The frosting is agave and tapioca flour based. Tapioca flour is a gluten-free flour that's also known as arrowroot flour, manioc flour, or cassava flour. And it's fine. It's grounded up very finely. Like I say, it's gluten-free, so it won't cause any problems for any of you who have gluten allergies. And I pay about $2 for a pound of this, so it goes a long way, especially if you make cupcakes and cakes a lot. So I suggest you try that out. If you try to buy this flour at a health food store, you're going to end up paying about $5 for a bottle about this small, and it's going to usually say either tapioca or arrowroot flour. I go to the Caribbean market in my area and I get my tapioca starch from a company called Goya, and it's also known as manioc starch and yucca. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Well, the vanilla version of this frosting, which I will be making first, tastes like vanilla cake batter, and the chocolate version tastes like chocolate cake batter. Delicious. By the way, the recipe will be in the info box. Agave nectar, and this is about a cup of agave nectar. Keep in mind that this frosting is going to be really wet once you get to adding all of the wet ingredients. My next wet ingredient is vanilla extract. You can use vanilla bean paste to make it less wet if you'd like. Just keep in mind with this frosting, it's usually not as thick as regular confectioner sugar frosting, so you may have to use more tapioca starch. That's why I'm encouraging you, don't try to spend $6 on just a little bottle of arrowroot flour at the health food store. It's just not going to work. You end up spending about $24 at the end of the day trying to make as much frosting as you want, because like I say, if it's too thin, you're going to need more. And you don't want to sit here with about 5 bottles on your counter trying to make all of that frosting at one time. Now I'm pouring in my almond extract. I really love the way almond extract tastes in my flours and in my cakes. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to mix it. Then I'm going to add my tapioca flour. All right, check it out. Okay, check this out. Looks like regular confectioner sugar frosting. Sometimes when you see those agave frostings, they look all nasty and runny like some kind of sauce or something like that. I'm like, no, I want confectioner sugar looking frosting. Thank you very much. That's what I'm going after. Without all the processed sugar, excuse me. Nice and fluffy. And you can make it to your liking. Like I say, if you want it thinner, just add more agave and more wet ingredients. If you want it thicker, just keep adding the tapioca flour. Once again, I do not recommend that you go and get an organic $5 bottle of a small thing of tapioca flour. I suggest you get a pound of it if you can find it by Goya. And you're going to only, like I say, pay about $2 for this because you get more for your money. I suggest buying the tapioca flour in the small organic $6 bottles when you're only adding it as a thickener or some kind of ingredient like that. But since this is a base ingredient, that's why I say go the cheaper route or the more economic route. Okay, now I'm going to add my vegan-friendly chocolate extract and cocoa powder. This is going to make it wetter, but oh well, I'm not going to add too much. Now, in contrast, the cocoa powder will help make it dry again if you're going to add chocolate extract, which is not mandatory, it's optional. And I'm just going to freestyle it in there. All right. Can't do anything without my mixers. Let me put that on. Voila. Chocolate sugar-free agave frosting.